Imagine answering a ringing phone. A friendly voice congratulates you saying you've won a sweepstakes. All you need to do is pay a small fee. This was the reality for many elderly Americans in the 1990s, caught in a web of telemarketing scams. They were promised riches, but instead, they faced financial ruin. Picture this: a retired schoolteacher, her life savings dwindling after falling prey to a prize notification scam. Or a war veteran, tricked into believing he was investing in a surefire opportunity, only to lose everything. These were not isolated incidents, they were symptoms of a nationwide epidemic. The emotional toll was devastating. Victims, often living alone and isolated, felt ashamed and betrayed. Their trust was shattered, leaving them emotionally vulnerable and financially crippled. The 1990s saw a surge in these heartless scams, preying on the most vulnerable members of society. Telemarketing fraud exploded in the 1990s. Cheap, long-distance calls and access to personal information fueled the fire. Scammers used high-pressure tactics and emotional manipulation to exploit their victims. They knew the elderly were often lonely and eager to believe in a stroke of good fortune. The impact was staggering. Thousands of elderly Americans lost their life savings. Many were forced to live in poverty, relying on family or government assistance. The financial losses were significant, but the emotional damage was immeasurable. The FBI recognized the severity of the problem. They saw a pattern of deception targeting a vulnerable population. These were not victimless crimes. They were attacks on people's lives and livelihoods. The FBI knew they needed to act, and act decisively. The FBI launched Operation Disconnect in 1995. Their mission was clear: dismantle telemarketing fraud operations. They targeted fraudulent telemarketing businesses, shutting down their operations and seizing their assets. This sent a strong message: the FBI was watching. Operation Sunstroke followed, focusing on international telemarketing fraud. The FBI collaborated with foreign law enforcement agencies to track down scammers operating from overseas. They shared intelligence and coordinated raids, crippling these criminal networks. These operations were successful in disrupting telemarketing fraud. However, the FBI realized that enforcement alone was not enough. They needed a new approach, something more proactive and victim-centered. In 1998, the FBI launched Operation Senior Sentinel, a groundbreaking initiative to combat telemarketing fraud targeting the elderly. This time, they had a secret weapon: AARP volunteers. These volunteers provided vital information about scams, helping the FBI identify emerging trends and target their investigations. The program was a resounding success. AARP volunteers became the eyes and ears on the ground, reporting suspicious activity and educating their peers about telemarketing fraud. The collaboration between the FBI and AARP proved to be a powerful force against these heartless criminals. Operation Senior Sentinel was more than just an investigation. It was a public awareness campaign. The FBI worked with media outlets to educate the public about telemarketing fraud. They produced public service announcements, hosted town hall meetings, and distributed educational materials, empowering seniors to protect themselves. Operation Senior Sentinel had a lasting impact on telemarketing fraud. It raised awareness, empowered victims, and led to the arrest and conviction of countless scammers. The program also spurred the creation of new laws and regulations to protect consumers from telemarketing abuse. The collaboration between the FBI and AARP set a new standard for law enforcement and community partnerships. It demonstrated the power of working together to protect the most vulnerable members of society. The legacy of Operation Senior Sentinel lives on in the countless lives it has saved and the trust it has restored. Telemarketing fraud may never be completely eradicated, but the FBI's relentless pursuit of justice, coupled with the unwavering dedication of volunteers, has made a significant difference in the lives of countless elderly Americans. The fight continues, but the message is clear: we will not allow our seniors to be victimized. We are their sentinels.